It's the number 176 of my accountability to myself, and I appreciate everyone's attention who watches this. Low-key exhausted, so not gonna talk for a long time, but I will go through everything briefly because, for example, in the morning I woke up, thank God. Then I was reading for 30 minutes. Then I went through my sentences in English and in French just to revise them. And I thought I'm gonna study those two languages later, but I didn't study them today. So afterwards, I went to the gym. I feel that I have a lot of strength. I feel that I need to bench already, but I have 2 more days of the load phase, so not gonna bench yet. Then, when I returned home, I had my breakfast and I spent 2 hours 20 minutes studying about sleeping cycles. And actually, I wanted to tell about them today, but probably I will mention about them tomorrow because I'm really tired. I don't even really want to remember about them and all this stuff. So, what happened next? Next, I went to eat something, and that's it. So in the evening, I was really sitting and thinking, what am I supposed to get done? First, I went through all the videos that I wanted to check. I created a playlist, and which contains all the content that I need to watch primarily. That's the first thing. Another thing, I decided to go through also all my notes in my phone, and I noticed that even in 2024 I wanted to start making some kind of content, like on TikTok or on Instagram, something short form. And I remember I even started one day, and I decided to stop doing it pretty fast because I don't know, for some reason I felt so awkward. Like my videos had up to 10,000 views, and yeah, like people left their comments and all this stuff, but I felt awkward, so I just stopped doing that, and I closed the account and I deleted videos. Yeah, but nowadays, but it was another genre of videos, or I don't know how to say it, that was like more entertainment content, whereas now I want to do more some kind of educational content, talking about some stuff as I'm talking here, but really briefly, without pesky fillers, structured, and you know so it actually makes sense. Because recording those videos, I don't really think it makes a lot of sense. I really appreciate when someone watches this, leaves their comments, Sigoria, Zip, someone else, when, it's really nice. And I really like reading that stuff, reading another perspective. That's really cool. So I decided that I need to try finally to record this video because I've been carrying this idea for a couple of months, and I'm so tired of not even trying because I don't have an aim to upload those videos. I have an aim simply to record them. So I spent more than 2 hours, I think. First, about 30 minutes, 20 minutes maybe I spent to find a proper angle that could be not bad for a beginning to record those videos. I found it. Then I tried to find the topic that I want to talk about. Found it. Then I tried to make script, and it was the hardest thing to follow the script. I cannot follow scripts. It's so horrible. I need to understand what I'm talking about, not just learning the script. But at the same time, when you make this short content, you need to understand what kind of audience you work on, because people are not gonna watch how you say or you know how you add some words that does not really make sense just to fill fill in that phrase. So you need to speak accurately, briefly, explaining this idea and make this video as short as possible. So as I mentioned, I spent about 2 hours. The hardest part was recording a video because I constantly was getting confused. And the biggest problem is that once I recorded, I started, I decided to cut this video, to cut off all the unnecessary parts, you know. Then I decided to add a silent background music. Also, I wanted to add captions, and it turned out I need CapCut Pro to export this video. I didn't want to upload it, but I wanted to have this first version, because if I keep recording those videos, I'm gonna get better and better. One day I will start publishing them, and then I would always like to return to this first version to see how was it, you know, because my first version, it's not horrible, but it's bad. Like, literally it's bad. I need to speak louder. It's hard also to use my gestures. I cannot actually do this properly. For example, recording those videos, I feel so chilling. I don't feel pressure at all because I'm sitting on my table. I'm not staying because I was standing when I was recording that video. I was standing. I was looking at the camera like this. I tried also to apply my body, but low-key it was hard, you know. And I cannot make those pauses as I just did for like 1 second or something like that. I have constantly say something. I'm supposed, yeah, to be telling about something, and without pauses and so accurately. So it's such a tough challenge, but I just need to practice more, and I think it's gotta be better. But yeah, speaking louder, a bit better work with my body, I would say. Probably a little change my angle, because when I was looking for a perfect angle, apparently I kind of found it, but then when I started recording, I think I kind of changed a little my camera, so it was not as good as I expected. And I need to keep it shorter because it was 1 minute 20, but I would like to keep everything under 1 minute. So yeah, I'm glad that I tried finally, at least, because first steps are always the hardest ones, because you need to figure out everything, at least, yeah, how to start basically. Well, and I definitely wanted, oh yeah, one of the things that I also wanted to mention, I'm so fat. Like, literally, I rewatched my gallery, my photos from the summer, from the last summer, and even from the last September. My abs were so defined, my all the muscles were so defined. And then I checked one photo that I took a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. I remember I didn't try to pose, I didn't try to do anything to look better. I literally wanted to take a picture of how my body looks now, because then I will start cutting a while, and then my body will be way better, and then I will be able to make this comparison when I'm on bulk and I'm cut, and it will be tremendous difference, I promise. Because I was so disappointed when I saw the body, how my body looks like now. And it's totally normal when you're on bulk, especially for a while. You got some fat, you just need to start cutting. And I want to start cutting, but I can't because I need to bench 120. And it's so tough because I really want to have this aesthetic body. And last summer I actually had it because rewatching my photos, I surprised myself. I look like, damn, is this like, was it me? I had that abs. I had this chest and arms and shoulders defined. Wow, this kind of feeling it gives me. But yeah, now when I look in the mirror, I think you've been going to the gym for more than 3 years to look like this, bro. You need to start cutting. Yeah. Yeah, but it's impossible to pursue two aims to reach PR in your bench press and at the same time to keep your body lean, you know. It's so hard. It's not gonna work that way. So that's why hopefully I'm gonna bench 120 in the next 2 weeks, because now I have a very long deload phase and I feel that I really have more strength. So if I will be able to do 100 for 6 next time, I will try to do 110 for 3 reps. And if I do 103 for 3 reps, probably I'm gonna do one deload cycle of trainings, which is 4 days. And then I'm gonna try to bench 120. But I don't want to go that far. I don't want it to speak, like to forecast it to that extent, because I'm not sure that I will be able to bench 100 for 6. All right, because my progress has been flat for almost 2 months, which is so disappointing. So hopefully it's gonna get better. If not, I just realized that if now I start cutting and then in September I will start bulking again, it will take me 1 month to bench 120. I swear on God, 1 month to return all my strength and to bench 120. Because always after cutting, you get weaker because you lose not only your fat but also your muscles. And you know, it's almost impossible to avoid it. So that's how it works. Obviously, don't lose all the muscles, like small part, but still you get weaker. And also a lot of strength gives water that is in your body and some kind of sugar or something like that. And when you cut, you don't have sugar in your body and you don't have water in your body. That's why you are weaker. So yeah, but I don't want to wait till September. I want to fucking bench it now. Because I remember when I strived for benching 100 kgs, it was exactly 2 years ago. It was also at on of the winter 2024, and not even winter. It was yeah, it was somewhere middle of the spring, and I couldn't reach 100, and I was all right, whatever. I just want to skateboard. So I started skateboard. I started cutting. Then I returned. That not returned. I've been going to the gym through all the period of my cutting, obviously. And then on September, so I had April, then on September of 2024, I returned, not September, it was end of the summer, I returned to the gym, and in 1 month, I returned all my strength that I lost during the cut period, and I reached 100 kgs in 1 month. So I don't know how it works, but 100% I would bench 120 this autumn 2026, but I don't want to waste that much time. I just want to bench it now. Well, yeah, but we will see. We'll see how it's going. Not gonna forecast it for now. 2 days of the load, then I try bench press, and after that bench press I will be able to give some kind of forecast or something like that. Well, that's probably it. I don't really have anything to share with. And also, I remembered about traveling. I remember I mentioned about that. Again, Sigora and Zip left comments. You guys left comments that yeah, it's alright to travel or something like that. But what I mean is that one of the reasons why I don't want to travel, because I have not bench 120 yet. Like, it's prohibited for me to travel because I know that it's gonna, how to say it, not just stop my progress, but make it even worse a little. I forgot the word. So it's this, if I want to travel, that would be some kind of obstacle that would keep me back. You know, that would keep me in, that would put me in even worse position that I am now. Yeah, something like that. That's why I would really like, for example, to go in Poland to meet up with my friends, to skateboard or something like that. Um, Maybe to record some vlogs, because I remember now, yeah, I used to record vlogs in English, in Ukrainian, honestly, not in English, but I would try in English though. I think it would be nice because it's so cool to rewatch those videos in a while, in a year, in 2 years. Um, it's a great feeling. So I wouldn't definitely mind to go, for example, in Poland to meet up with my friends, to skateboard, to record vlogs, for example. I wouldn't mind also actually to go in Turkey. I wouldn't mind to go maybe in Spain, something like that, but not now, during the summer. During the summer, I think I will indulge myself with traveling a little, but we will see. Yes, it's 11 p.m. I should go to sleep. So, without being said, I hate fucking CapCut, and see you in the next one.